Now let's smooth a different way. And instead of using kind of what's called soft select, I want to use the sculpting tools. So to do that, again, I want to be in modeling, and under surfaces, there's something called sculpt geometry tools. And if I click on this, this will bring up the tool settings. And I can see here's the tool settings for the sculpt geometry. So when I hover over the model, first of all, there's a brush icon. And if I press, if I click, well, hold on, let me select the model. Now if I click here, this is the sculpt geometry. Now there's an icon, a red circle. And if I press B as in basketball, drag to the left or drag to the right, I can move it, change the size of it, okay? Then here, this is gonna be push, pull, or smooth. So if I push, I can go like this and you can see how it pushes it in. Control Z to undo. If I do this one, it's gonna pull out, okay? Control Z to undo. And this one's gonna smooth it, okay? Now, all those examples, they were pretty extreme. So here's the strength or the opacity. So if I put opacity like 0.1, now if I pull, it's gonna pull out, but just a little bit. With opacity, I can also do like the max displacement. So let's say if I put that to 0.1. Now, if I pull, I can see it's hardly doing anything, and I kind of go over it like multiple times, and you can see that I kind of like gradually kind of pull that out. So if I go to, let's say, the cheeks or something, I can, this is a kind of very awkward silhouette right now. So I can go maybe to the pull, and again, hold down B, and I can kind of go like this. Now, you'll notice that it's only working on one side, even though I have Object X on. Well, Object X is only going to be for kind of the normal tools, but for something like this, I might have to go down to stroke, and then I can turn on reflection. Now you can see that it's going to be mirroring on both sides. So now I can come here and I can kind of go like this. And I'm just going to kind of carefully, again, here I have to kind of more eyeball it. Okay, so I'm getting away from my reference and kind of eyeballing it. And maybe I go into smooth. And I can see how that's kind of, again, I think it's better to kind of have to go over it, kind of keep going over and over and over, and making obviously like subtle adjustments. I think that's, even though it might seem like it's annoying, I think that's kind of safer. Here I might kind of go like this. And if I need to make kind of like specific adjustments, I might go back here to just the move, vertex, and grab this and kind of pull this up. Pull this over, maybe turn off soft select here because I kind of want to pull that out. And I don't want any like polygons to get like hidden or tangled up. So I want to make sure that each polygon or each face is visible. Okay, there we go. And again, kind of looking at obscure angles. Again, if I click on this, now I'm back here to my tool. And if I adjust it, and if I get too far away from the reference, I can always, I can always go back and obviously make adjustments. Like I can move it vertex by vertex. But this is going to kind of help soften it out where I feel like it felt really kind of quote unquote blocky before. And I want you to think about like, when it's blocky, that's when we are just organizing the structure, right? We want to make sure that it's all working and connected properly and there's no mistakes. Where now I feel like we can kind of like worry about the form more, and we're kind of thinking less technical and more artistic now. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And then again, I'm going to go back to the image plane to see if I can kind of get it to match at least somewhat. But sometimes I have to use just kind of like my kind of eyeballing it. Excellent. Now again, if I look here, I can even use these sculpting tools right here. Maybe even push in. Oh. And you can see how I can kind of subtly push in. Or I could subtly kind of pull this out. Again, B. So it's kind of similar to the other tool, but just kind of feeling a little bit different. And then here it looks like this maybe needs to come in. And I'm never really satisfied until I see it obviously from another angle. And then maybe the back. If I'm having trouble with the back, maybe I kind of go here from this view, but I'm kind of looking at the side view, and I can kind of pull that out. There we go. Very nice. Maybe pull down just on the bottom here. And then on the top, maybe I'll smooth. And then I think I should look at the, again, the reference. And I think the, obviously the highlights are going to help kind of show the form, because sometimes it's deceiving how the actual form is by just looking at the wireframe. And I'm looking at the center here as well to see if that feels right. There we go. Okay, yep, awesome, looking really, really good here. And sometimes obviously seeing it without the wireframe on can be a good idea. All right.